Following the launch of The Secret Code, British Virgin Islands on June 20, 2017, the author and Hlscc alumna, Mrs. Mitzi Ella Simpson, donated an autographed copy of her book to the Learning Resource Center at Hlscc on June 20, 2017. Her first book, which has been dedicated to her daughter Chelsea, provides an insightful view for all into the political, economic, and social environment of the British Virgin Islands, the journey of triumphs, struggles, and exploration from the pre-Columbian era to present. Accepting the donation on behalf of the college was the director of the Learning Resource Center, Mr. Kenyatta Augustine, acting vice president, Dr. Sawuda Smith, and president, Dr. Janet Smith. Copies of the book are available for sale at the Hlscc bookstore or online at thesecretcodebvi.com. Hlscc alumnus, lecturer, and poet Dr. Richard Georges has been shortlisted for one of the prestigious Forward Poetry Prizes for his collection titled Make Us All Islands, which was released earlier this year. The collection, which was previously listed as one of the Caribbean books to look out for this year by the Trinidadian Guardian, is now one of the 5 shortlisted contenders for Best First Collection for Poetry published in Britain and Ireland. In an interview with Dr. Georges, he tells us about his first collection.
Make Us All Islands is largely inspired by the way that the sea is sort of an inescapable part of our lives as Caribbean people. The sea can, in one sense, is the portal, is the highway that brought us and our ancestors here. It's also this sort of prison for our lost history and our lost ancestry. And it's also this thing that sustains us, that creates our livelihoods, right? It's the thing that provides for island people in general, whether it's through fisheries or tourism, etc. So the collection kind of explores different ways that we connect with and engage with the sea through our history and in those larger ideas like our history and ancestry, but also in more personal and more discrete ways. In other words, how do we engage with the sea as individuals? Your sea baths, your childhood, your memories of playing and living in the water. So I think that's probably the cleanest way or the clearest way I could talk about what has inspired the collection. More specifically, I was interested in the sort of narratives out of the British Virgin Islands that aren't really widely known. And they're sort of submerged, if you will. And so Make Us All Islands tries to explore some of that history and sort of, bring it out from the depths and expose it, whether that is the liberated Africans of Kingstown or the Cocolo generation of Virgin Islanders who went to work in the Dominican Republic at the turn of the last century, our seafaring past. And, so those are the kind of things that the collection is preoccupied or focused on. I think the oldest poem in there is from about 2012, 2013, and the bulk of it was written while doing my PhD, which is focused on similar concerns, but looking at other Caribbean poets and their work and how the sea sort of intersects into their studies. But the collection, I would say the oldest poems are about 2012, 2013, and I wrote it between a 2 to 3 year period, and it's sort of like it was a very intense sort of process of always exploring, always writing, always kind of questioning and reconsidering the work that I was doing while I was doing it. So yeah, I would say it's a very intense period of about 2 or 3 years of writing this particular collection. The Forward Prizes for Poetry are some of the most prestigious awards that are available for poets in general who are publishing in the UK. So it's a great honor for my first collection to be shortlisted for prize for Best First Collection. And I think it's a it's sort of larger than me, because it's sort of like a moment of BVI literary history. We've never had that kind of international recognition, and I really am proud that I am the one to do it. I must say I was rather surprised. I didn't know that my publisher had actually submitted my collection for consideration. And so I was in a state of disbelief almost when I got the news, and it sort of gradually settled in. And of course, the international press coverage has been very gratefully received, because it means that there's a wider audience for the book, and therefore a wider audience for the kinds of narratives of BVI history that are in it. I think more importantly for me, is that it's sort of a not so much a validation, but an encouragement that that I can do and continue to do the work that I'm interested in doing, that I continue to write the BVI into the literary world, if you will. I'm really happy that there's been this sort of response for it, and if it means that more people learn about the BVI and the BVI's history from outside, that's great. But I think it's even more important that more BVI Islanders start writing. That this is something that not only we can do, it's something that we need to do, that we're obligated to do.
The 26th annual Forward Prizes will be awarded on the 21st of September 2017 at the Royal Festival Hall in London. The prize for the Felix Dennis Prize for Best First Collection is £5,000. To purchase your copy of Make Us All Islands, copies are available at Serendipity Books, Aesthetics Designs, Island Services, or your favorite online bookseller. On the 7th of July 2017, the BVI Health Services Authority held its first career fair on the sister island of Virgin Gorda. Hlscc supported the authority's initiative as its primary partner in providing healthcare training in the field. The fair was organized as an outreach attempt to help persons in the community learn about the various careers and employment opportunities available at the BVI Health Services Authority and training available at Hlscc. Representatives from various service departments of the authority, together with representatives from the Hlscc, were present to provide information to eager attendees with the interest in joining the authority or obtaining training in the field. For a second year, Caribbean Insurance Limited and the BVI Motorsports Association hosted another fun-filled soapbox derby at the Hlscc campus on Sunday, 9th of July 2017. Over 20 entrants from various primary and secondary schools competed for various prizes and trophies. Organizer of the event, Mrs. Simone Monsanto, director at Caribbean Insurers Limited, shared a few comments about the event.
Well, it's the CIL Soapbox Derby today. I'm very impressed with the turnout.
It looks like Captain America.
It's our second year, and we hope to do this every year.
We'll walk away with
thanks for HLSC,
all the top prize.
The Bronx again, and all
This,
the sponsors, especially
if they keep it up.
Who bought soapboxes for about 7 schools. I'm touched by the response from those sponsors.
It was a well-spent day that attracted a large crowd to the grounds. Bouncers, water dunk boot, basketball shoots, face painting, fashion show, and cheerleading performances kept patrons entertained in anticipation of the big races. The overall winner went to Captain America, driven by the young female rookie, Miss Kadia Smith, who captured various prizes. Proceeds from the event are expected to be donated to the BVI Cancer Society and the BVI HIV/AIDS Foundation. The COSME BVI program continues to strengthen the sustainability of small and medium-sized enterprises within the territory with the establishment of a Small Business Development Center for the British Virgin Islands. On July 14, 2017, a 2-day workshop was held at the Center for Applied Marine Studies at Hlscc to introduce business owners to this new initiative, which will provide a range of services to help improve the existence, growth, and development of small and medium-sized businesses. This workshop was organized by Hlscc in collaboration with the Junior Minister of Trade, Department of Trade Investment Promotions and Consumer Affairs, the Department of Youth and Sports Affairs, and the BVI Chamber of Commerce. For the Hlscc News Update, this is Teresa Scatliff Thomas reporting.